The reason why we on Earth today, you, me, him, her, all these different walks of life, it's all a test. It's almost like an experiment, God's experiment. When are we going to understand that we are put on Earth to love?
How are you?
Very good, sir. How are you? That's the question.
Oh, I don't know. We can talk about any number of subjects, anything you'd like to, of relevance to your area of operation. I don't know if Brandy got the email, but, they're doing a huge land grab there to build a reservoir for DFW, right?
No, I did not know this. Of course, I live here. Why would I know, right? Who's doing the grabbing and who's behind this? Give us some details here. I'll follow up on it for sure.
Well, I sent Brandy an email to, and I won't say the email, but the one with the rich on it. Anyway, these people have been there since 1850, and they're being driven off their land apparently because for every, I believe it is acre of woodland that they take, they have to procreate and somehow grab up another acre of woodland. So they're still taking woodland and pasture, but I think it's over 200,000 acres. So that's your area of operation.
Well, now, are we talking North Texas or are we talking the Houston area? You use the word woodlands, and, there's an area called the Woodlands down there. Is that what they're talking about, or is it up north?
It's the DFW area. It is your DFW.
Good grief.
It is the building more to service DFW. And I lived there for some years, and that's why I became familiar with you, working at Texas Instruments, listening to you so many nights. But I'd like to also interject. I threw a lot of things at your screener, but one thing of major concern is there's a lot of overhead aerial photographs of a FEMA camp in Rutherford County. And within this FEMA camp, there are 5 structures that are like those white tents, much similar to what you saw some of the injured getting evacuated to at the rally, right? And now these type of structures, to me, appear to be either clean rooms or surgical type facilities, a positive pressure type situation. I'd just like to know what this is all about in Rutherford County, how this FEMA camp could pop up literally almost overnight. There's aerial photographs of it. When you look at it, the other things on opposite sides of where the white tents are look as if they're detention type facilities, cargo containers with an access way. So I don't know what's going on. I do know this, as you reported last night, on October 12th of last year, our Department of Defense freed up $90 million to start mining. And I don't think the people of that town necessarily embraced that.
No, I reckon not.
Here's the thing. This whole Barbie-mobile, this dream of driving around a spontaneously combustible, much like your cell phone, those batteries can develop depletion layers as well. So, if you charge up your phone and it's only 75% full, you're going to, after a while, only have 25% of that usable available to you. Now, you only start your car on a battery currently. Imagine running your car on a battery. Okay, so based on your usage habits and who would let their vehicle run down, right? You're going to charge it up at whatever. You're going to create depletion layers. These batteries, they're going to be total in 3 to 5 years. Okay, I live in Arkansas, and I think the next targeted area is going to be the Smackover deposit. And you're talking about Texas, and they've been drying us out. We are so dry. And we can talk about somebody else as applies to what's going on up there. There's a guy by the name of Mike Decker, and I believe Dane Wiggington even featured him, and they're still pumping out tons of X-ray signal, and he even called the stations, well, we're having somebody to come look at it. Yeah, we're okay, well, it's still pumping out huge amount. Did they wring all the moisture out of the atmosphere, that 40-plus inches that went over the Appalachians, and what a response from the Department of Defense. You can't handle Venezuelan gangs, but you can weaponize. Here's the thing, the DOD, we're on some shaky ground, America. It's time for people to wake up. And as you also pointed out with old greasy Gavin Newsom, how many facilities do we have that refine fuel in the United States? And one of them just had an accident down in Houston, right? How many people perished and how many were injured from a gas leak? And now he wants to take another one offline? Well, that's convenient. And let's talk about the ports and the Club K containers. Isn't it weird that we had a strike? Well, almost like they need to do an inventory and make sure things weren't buried so they could shuffle them back up top. Do we copy? I know you do.
Yeah, right. So have you heard this thing about, this lady posted this. I'm trying to follow up on it because it wouldn't surprise me. She looks really serious. She's not a young gal, but she's not an old gal either. She's right there in the middle, and she's saying there are 5 million people staged in this country who will be breaking out all over in plain clothes, regular civilian clothes, to cause mayhem in the country. Have you heard about this at all?
I've heard no chatter on that, but I can tell you this. You gave some observations this evening about having bumps in the house. I can tell you this, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. If you hear everything dispatching into a certain area of your locale, every siren going out like there's some massive event, you better tweak your ears. As a matter of fact, I'd suggest getting on your roof like those rooftop Koreans. You remember during the Rodney King riots? Because nobody's
they took care of business, didn't they?
Because nobody's coming to help. I want you to understand that a diversionary tactic is what I believe is in the works. And yes, they are making lists, and you better start working on your counter surveillance. Who's frequenting in front of your house that rarely has traffic? You know what I'm saying, folks?
Yeah. Wow.
And this brings us back around to, they're coming for the cannons, John. And God bless you. You are a cannon. You are a cannon at Goliad. And I'm a small fish. I got a YouTube channel. I'm on my 5th one. And like I said, you'll probably find me by Raybo. And it's rarefied air, if you think of it that way, but add a ray in it. Rarefied air. I'm just a people, but America can make me a cannon. And I sing the Lord's praises because we know his weapons are not of this world. What I want to reinforce with everybody is this Tesla miry clay, non-rare earth mineral wet dream, okay? And I'm sorry to say it that way. Excuse me. But
okay.
You can look into research. 500 years it would take to mine enough cobalt for every one of us to drive a Tesla mobile. Estimates show, I believe it was 1.3 million years to extract enough lithium for us to drive one of those unaffordable vehicles, which they clearly don't want you to have. So what are the batteries really for, John? To sound like a crazy person? And what does the Bible talk about descending from inside the earth? And what description does it have? And what a stable firing platform 4-legged dogs are that can dance a jig but keep their back stable. And hasn't the military already mounted weapons on them and shot them around at expos? What do they really need all this lithium for, John? You really think it's to put us in an unaffordable, unsustainable Tesla mobile?
No, I do not.
Truly, the Antichrist is artificial intelligence, and he is tired of being panned up inside of bits and bytes and teraflops. You understand? And he wants to get into something a little bit more like a meat suit. That's what I see. So, and I have a long list of things, and I've been waiting for years to call in, but so many people that have called in, sometimes it's been the last word that they've said, and I was like, I'm not ready. But no, folks, this is what I want to, and this is my last pet peeve, and I will stop taking up all your precious airtime.
No, it's all right.
Anybody who is out there trying to encourage you not to participate in this election, hey, I have my qualms with Orange Bejesus as well. He has raised a lot of money from Trump bobbleheads to gaudy gold tennis shoes to watches to his orange Bible to now even Melania, like I said, shopping her pornography from when she was younger. Has any of that monetized value gone towards the MAGA fodder that I so lovingly call them, that are being treated like Gitmo detainees? Well, again, I needed him to come clean on a lot of things. If he really wants to come clean on this election, come clean and say, hey, yeah, I was hoodwinked, I was bamboozled or whatever. Tell me that you're not going to roll out 6G, Mr. 5G. But listen, to not vote for him is to be complicit, complacent, and compliant in installing Marxist regimes. And I don't care if it's Hitler, Pol Pot, Stalin, and Mao. What makes it any different now? When they defend a law-abiding populace, you know what comes next, and that is megadeth. If you take communism, socialism, and Marxism, and you add up the death toll, that's 600 million people. Is that a prudent path for America? Now, I understand MAGA energy might be much like Zionism, and their body snatching, as Zionism did body snatch Judaism, and Judaism, and I really love how you've twisted this narrative, because we're targeting. What's true is that Bibi is bringing upon the Jewish people such destruction. What's true is that 14,000 people that were probably more Jewish than the ones in power currently, and isn't real, I do like that term too, were more Jewish in Ukraine. The 14,000 that were genocided from 2014 till we got involved, they were probably more Jewish than the people in power. That's just the fact.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm telling you, I have said this before. Anybody that says I'm anti-Semitic is just an idiot. I'm sorry, that's idiotic. What I'm against are the ones who claim to be Jews and aren't, and they sacrifice and scapegoat so many people of the Jewish faith.
What was the rabbi that you shared? And was it Yosef? I can't remember his name, and I've shared it too. And he's talking about it. Yeah, he talks about Herzl and all of it, and he lays it all out. They are body snatchers, and then they take the name of his holy mountain. Listen, as you guys introduce, go into commercial. Hey, your beloved is the one who coined what we need to be using fervently right now, and that is what, my brother? Quantum prayer, ladies and gentlemen, quantum prayer. God bless you all.
Thanks for the call. God bless you, Raymond. Thanks. Good call. Real good call. Real strong.